It was the best thing that we've done. Last year was amazing because in 2 days we had over twice the output that we had the previous year in 4. Now, this will be the 4th year for War Machines.
And there was kids last year calling me the donut guy because of that little video of me squeezing out of the skinny hatch on the Sherman.
Yeah, so if I'm in the museum proper on the Breton Gallery, occasionally I get people walk by going, hey, you're the guy that works on the tanks, right? And they'll have questions, which is kind of neat. Like the same vehicles on the museum floor. People see it, oh, it's kind of cool, read the sign, move on. The same vehicle that drives past them up there, people are like, wow. But most people have no idea that, you know, you can see running modern and Second World War vehicles in person at this museum. Everybody's an enthusiast that's involved, and when we bring the vehicles up and people get to come and ask questions, I mean, they share their stories, their memories, if they served in the military or if they had family that did. And it creates a massive connection between the vehicle, the people, and us. And it's pretty spectacular. It is a really cool place to be. We've got 3 generations of volunteers, and really everything builds off of them because they sort of set the tone for, you know, being chill, getting along, getting the job done, and everyone that comes in, you know, they kind of see that from them, and they see Mike and us working in a very collaborative manner. And aside from every now and then when you've got to get like an oxy torch to heat something to get it off, like everything's pretty positive until the sledgehammers come out. Like a lot of people just think, oh, you put gas in it, you put batteries in it, you start it. They don't realize that some of our vehicles, for every hour we run them, are 15, 20, 25 hours of maintenance to keep them going.
Well, last year we had operated three radio-powered vehicles, 3 tanks or armored vehicles produced in Canada during the war. Well, this year it's going to be a lot of a bit of a mix. We're going to have some Second War vehicles, some modern vehicles. Common issues are on the modern vehicles. They're all air brakes, so we got to deal with leaks in the system. A vehicle with air brakes, if it doesn't hold air, the brakes lock on, you can't move. It's kind of a pain. The older vehicles, same. It's brakes and fuel systems. Like we have to dismantle and clean out the fuel lines from the ambulance. The fuel tank was empty, but we have to make sure everything's clean. So we make sure the brakes are working, check out the fuel systems, make them run. I have to train some drivers. A lot of work, but not quite as much as the big heavy vehicles. Because invariably with older vehicles, I always have to keep backups. You never know on a hot day when something might decide it wants to lose all of its radiator fluid or not run for us. So once we get a few things ready to shop for the next few months, that'll be our priorities. Our regular job, our regular projects will take a little bit of a hiatus, and we'll get these things up and running, and then back on the floor, and then we're back to our regular maintenance and restoration schedule.